What's going on, Tolok fam? Welcome back to this week's episode. If you guys just bought your first bow, getting ready for the summer archery season, or if you just want to get into bow hunting in general, today I'm going to show you how to correctly shoot your compound bow to have the most accurate shot possible. To start off, I'm going to walk you guys through the compound bow and all its components. You're going to have the limbs, which whenever you pull your string back, this is going to bend and create the friction and torque that is going to snap the string forward, sending the arrow. It creates all the power. Then you're going to have your limb. It's kind of the frame that holds everything together. Then this is going to be your sight. There's many sights you can pick from, between yardage sights where you have a spin dial on it to just setting your pin at each sight or at each distance you want to have. Then in the middle is going to be your arrow rest. This is a drop away arrow rest, so it drops out of the way. It's connected on a string to the cable, and whenever you come to full draw, the cable pulls down, pulls the string tight, cocks this back, and whenever you release the arrow, fires forward, getting out of the way of the arrow. It does the same exact thing that a whisker biscuit does, but this thing just gets out of the way versus your fletchings having to fly through your whisker biscuit. Then down here in the bottom, this is going to be your cam. Controls the power along with the limbs, but it controls the power. You can also do all your adjustments like poundage, draw length, all that stuff. So now that we've gone over the components, let's cover our stance. If you're shooting righty, you're gonna have your left foot first and your right foot in the back, but you kind of want to have them shoulder width apart in an athletic stance. Point your bow all the way out, look onto your release, and kind of lean forward into it. So that way when you pull back, you have more power. So your grip, you're gonna have your D loop right here, and you're gonna hook your release onto your D loop. So when I pull back, I have a pretty good grip on it so I don't drop the bow or anything like that. But whenever you get to full draw, I release it and kind of have a 2-finger grip with my thumb wrapped around. So that way I'm not torquing the bow one way or the other when I shoot. So you kind of want to have a nice relaxed grip. You don't want to torque and give it a death grip and choke your bow to death. So that way you don't pull your shot one way or the other when you're shooting. You just want to have a nice grip so your bow falls through your shot and you have a smooth shot process. All right, so now they have your stance and your grip all squared away. It's time to nock an arrow. So what you want to do is you want to put your front of your arrow through your arrow rest. There's 2 loops that connect the D loop to the string. You want to put your nock in the middle of those 2 loops, and you want to hear it snap into place. So now that you have it snapped into place, you're ready to go. So what you want to do is you want to place your release onto your D loop, and then you want to extend your arm. And a lot of guys will sky draw to have the torque. You don't want to do that because you'll fling your arrow up, and you don't want to just pull straight back either, because that is a good way to shoot your bow. But over time, you're going to have some shoulder problems and you're not going to be able to pull back like heavier bows, like if you wanted to get crazy, an 80-pound bow or something like that. So proper form would be to have it above your head, but make sure your arrow is at a flat distance, not pointed up, make sure it's flat. And then you're going to want to pull back on your release and push with your bow. So when you pull and push, it's like a natural movement and you settle in right where you want to be. So that's going to look like this. Over my head, pull and push and settle in. Pull and push and settle in. Guys, before we get into the next part of the video, I just wanted to stop real quick and say thank you for watching today. If you guys are finding this video informational, then don't forget to like and subscribe. It really does help out the channel a ton. And drop a comment below and let me know if you guys are going to be using your bow for 3D or hunting or a little bit of both. I'd like to know and talk to you guys. Now let's get on to the next part of the video. So once you're at full draw, you want to maintain a consistent anchor point. I have my release hand in the same part of my face every single time, and when I'm at full draw, I touch my nose to the string, and that's what I set as my anchor point. A lot of guys will set it as the anchor point with their nose or their lip or their side of their face or something like that. I like to use my nose. You want to lean in just ever so slightly where your nose is touching the tip of your string, and you can have a good line of sight looking through your peep sight onto your pin. So when we're at full draw, we're going to get to our anchor point. We want to make sure that this arm is bent so the string hits the string stop and not our arm, causing our blood vessel to burst, and it hurts. So you don't want that, I promise. So you get to full draw, and then you get your anchor point, and then you're going to want to keep pushing and pulling. That way your bow kind of is a surprise shot, and you're not going to have target panic, and you're like, oh no, shoot, and then hit your trigger and it yanks some direction because you pulled on your release or something like that. So you want to push and pull, keep pulling, and kind of have a surprise shot. I'm going to walk you through what that looks like. Above my head, make sure it's flat, pull back, get settled in, find your anchor point, make sure my arm is bent. Now that I'm at full draw, I'm going to wrap my finger around the barrel of my release to fire, and I'm going to keep pushing, and I'm going to keep pull. So your arm is going to pull, and then it goes off, and your arm is going to fly out of the way, and your bow is going to kind of drop down if you're holding it right. That way the arrow flies out nice and perfect. Just remember, draw back properly, anchor point, and then you want to go through your shot process. A lot of guys will go through a shot process saying, all right, 1, 2, 3, and they'll figure out their correct pressure. So 1, 2, 3. Some guys will say, all right, ready, go. Deep breath. And then as they're breathing out, making you more steady, it goes off. If you just bought a compound bow, welcome to the archery community. Or if you're gonna be using it for bow hunting, welcome to the bow hunting community. Archery really is a lot of fun. I'm glad you guys are diving into it. If you guys liked the video today, don't forget to like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next week here on Tolo.